I have a question. Me and the boys are going out to bleed in the snow. Will you join us? I'm kidding, of course, but all around TikTok and on Twitter and all over the internet, there has been this image popping around here, here, and here. It's basically how men want to essentially bleed out in the snow. And a lot of the times in the comment sections, there's people asking, well, why don't you want to live for your wife or live for a girlfriend or live for your family? And I've been seeing this all around the internet. And I think those, while awesome questions, are ultimately missing the point of the meme, or I guess feeling. When they're saying bleeding out in the snow is not necessarily dying for an individual thing. Like a lot of these things are that they are referencing here with families and wives and loved ones is basically dying for yourself or for the individual. But that's not what they're really saying when they're saying I want to bleed out in the snow. Usually, what they're trying to refer to is this more collective idea of dying for a larger cause than themselves. I think a great example. Don't you think that King Leonidas would have wanted to kill Xerxes in order to go back to Sparta? And I say yes, but that's not the point, though, because ultimately. The dying in the snow is not the trying to go and kill King Xerxes. It's the everything has already failed, and therefore I'm going to make this last ditch effort for something much bigger than I am. If King Leonidas hadn't sacrificed himself and his men, there would probably be no Greece at this point. It would probably have ended as the Persians would have been able to swarm the rest of Greece. The Greek city-states wouldn't have been able to build up a military, and therefore they would have collapsed. And I think this is a key point that everyone keeps missing, though, is that ultimately the entire point of these memes is to express this idea that men feel like they don't really have a larger cause to give themselves to, and so they feel maybe a little bit isolated. And I don't think ultimately dying in the snow is a great idea or a great way to solve that, obviously. But I think this is just all the criticisms I've seen so far have been not addressing the point at all. They've been trying to avoid that point. Anyways, what do you guys think? Also, would you go die in the snow with your boys?